Hello and welcome to the world of Pisces. Pisces, let's hop into it. Let's see what's been going on in your past, present, and future relationships. Let's do past, present, and future. It doesn't matter if it's past relationships or if you're currently still in a past relationship, or is this going to be your future person? So in the past, we have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So that felt like when it all began in the past, right? It only makes sense. Let's see what's going on presently in Pisces connection. We have children. Your love life is being affected by children. It say it is being affected by children. So presently, that's the energy. Let's see what's the future energy of Pisces relationships. We have pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. All right, Pisces, past, present, future in these relationships here. Now, I'm going to start with the future where it says pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you, because it's what I feel the universe is saying, that you should have been learned your lessons by now. You should be able to identify what a red flag is. You should be able to know what's suitable for you, what your standards are. So it's just the universe saying, I feel like in the future relationship, for some of you, whether you still be with your same person, it's going to be tested. Those of you who are going to be connecting with new people in the future, it's going to be a test. You know what I'm saying? To see, have you really elevated? Have you really learned? Have you practiced? Have you mastered the art of self-love? Because when you master the art of self-love, that frequency, it only brings love in, unconditional, all the way around the board, right? So when your heart is open because of self-love, it's like nothing could really hurt you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like in the future with your relationships, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. It's going to be a test of your faith, a test of your growth, to see, are you stupid still? Basically, the universe want to know, are you still stupid? Did you master the art of self-love? Can you love yourself more than any person ever could? Because when you vibrating right there, all you attract is love. All you get is love. And it be real, it be pure, and it be unconditional. All right, and I just had to get that out for whatever reason. So we have romantic feelings. For the past, your feelings are real and they are worth exploring. So it's like, there was some chemistry with somebody, there was desires, lust, a lot of temptation. With this particular person, I feel like you felt something, like there's something there, and you explored it, and we'll clarify to see what happened. In the present moment, we have children. Your love life is being affected by children. So, some of you could have children, babies, infant, toddlers, teenagers, adolescents, young adults, right? They vary in all age groups. So what I'm feeling is that some of you may need to pay more attention to your children, especially when you're in relationships with people you think you know. And that's just a reality. We all have to be mindful of who we bring around our children, right? So presently, the energy is pay attention to your children first and foremost. No relationship comes above that, right? Especially if you're not married in serious commitments, if you're unhappy, all the red flags are cautioning you, especially if you're in those type of connections. Nothing's more important than your children, right? At this point. Okay, that's one story, right? And I really want whoever's story that is to really pay attention to those children. Pay attention to their behavior, how they act. How they act opposed to how they acting now. Did they change? Did something happen? Are there bedwetters? You know, just stuff you need to pay attention to, right? Pay attention to your children with these monsters out here. These days, children are under attack. They're under attack. And it seems like nobody's doing nothing to help them. Children been under attack forever. It's just, you know now. You know, you see it. It's everywhere. They openly speak of it. They're attacking them with, you know, the LGBTQ community. And no disrespect to nobody who's a part of that community. But what I'm saying, they're inviting it into schools with kindergartners. No gender, you know, thing. So it's just really pay attention to your children. You know, that's pretty much it. Okay, so another story for this. Your love life is being affected by children. Some of you could have young teenage or young adult children who coming into their own and whose rebellion against rules, regulations, and orders, you know, and you may have to put a lot of focus into them to get them structured, to get them respectful, you know, and not saying that it's your fault the way they are. You could lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. You know, these personalities are personalities all on their own today. It doesn't matter how you raise these children, whether if they come from the richest part of the world or the poorest part of the world. They are going to be who they want to be, and there's simply nothing you can do about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I really want you to understand that you are nothing more than a vessel for that soul to experience the physical existence. That's it. That's all. Your job is to guide their decisions, not tell them who you want them to be. They have to be who they are, right? And you have to allow it. But your job is to guide, right? To guide, to do the best that you can, right? So that may be a job all in itself, which affects relationships, period. How can I even attempt to try to be in something committed if I'm not already committed when I have all this going on with my young adult children or teenage children, right? For the adolescent children, you know, you got to have those birds and the bees talks probably way sooner than you want it to. You know, you have to deal with bullying. You have to deal with, you know, the teachers even these days who just come to work for their check, just like just about everybody else. There's no, and I'm not saying all teachers, but there are certain teachers who could care less, you know, because of the outrage of the students, because there's no control in the classrooms. They're overpacked and understaffed and underpaid, you know, and it gets, you get numb to it, you get used to it, and for something sometimes with people who love their job so much, it just becomes a paycheck that I'm not getting paid enough for. So the future lies in hands like that. You know, we have access to the internet. You know, we have the adolescents coming into their own, a lot of body shaming, a lot of they're idolizing a lot of people. With so much information out there, it's hard for them to catch their own self, their own personality, right? So it creates disruption in the household and many other various situations that can come about that can affect the adolescent that you may have to, you know, really pay more attention to, right? So, you know, those are things that I just thought that needed to come out. That's what came out, right? So it's plenty of stories in the present moment for how we deal with our children while we are in relationships. Everybody's story is different, you know, and everybody has their challenges and obstacles. Nobody's life is perfect, and don't let nobody try to put on this show for you to make you think that them and their children are perfect and their relationships are perfect, because that's just simply not true. Everybody has an obstacle. Everybody has a challenge, right? So that's the past, present, and future energy of the relationships. Pisces is talking mostly about children. That may be relevant to some of you, you know, to really focus on those kids, right? And remember that you're just a vessel. You cannot control. You can only guide. Right? All right. So in the past, romantic feelings here, Pisces, for you and your person in this past. Okay, that's not what I want to do. I want to talk about what the past relationships were like. Right? What the present relationships are like. And what the future relationships are like. Okay? So when it comes to the past, you got those romantic feelings. So we have the Hierophant. So I figure when you start dating and, coming into yourself, right? Maybe this is relevant to you and your upbringing and how you experience relationships, right? I feel like in the past, whenever there were romantic feelings for another person, you honestly thought that that was going to be your person here with the Hierophant. It speaks of marriage, commitment. So it's like a lot of you Pisces put your all into your relationships. When you give yourself and to relationships, you expect them to last. You expect to get married. You expect to be with this person for the rest of your life. So you started living and learning, because the Hierophant is also about teachings and guidance and counseling, and so you started your learning process when it comes to relationships, right? Remember when I started with the future and I was saying about the red flags, the universe testing you to see if you still stupid, right? Because it wants to know, have you learned your lessons? Do you know your standards? Do you know what you can deal with? Do you know what red flags are? Can you identify them when they come about, right? So I feel like in the past, you were just gullible, open, and loving and caring, and you expected everybody to feel the same way that you felt. But in time, you learned that everybody's heart isn't like yours. And all these people don't think like you. They don't breathe like you. They don't eat like you when it comes to love. So it's like you step into relationships looking for the highest level of commitment. You looking for a forever partner. That's your past energy here. And then it also comes with the Three of Cups. Someone that you can grow with, someone you can have fun with, someone who understands you, someone who loves excitement just the way you do. So it's young and fresh. You know what I'm saying? So you had high hopes for relationships. Look, the star, and it's weird because I said high hopes, right? Because you had high hopes for relationships in your past. You were willing to pour everything you had into them. It was built off pure emotion. The heart chakra was very, very open at the time, and you were willing to give your whole entire self to your person, because in your mind, it was all about commitment. It was all about being faithful. It was all about learning each other, celebrating each other, loving each other, experiencing each other, So your hopes were very high. You wanted to align with your person. You wanted y'all to be on one accord, right? So this is the energy of your past relationships, Pisces. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, and it comes in the reverse. So I'm going to read the reversals today because I feel like they're important, right, Pisces? So when it comes to this Queen of Pentacles in the past, I feel like you learned early. The Hierophant's there, so there was a lesson. You learned early, like I said, that everybody doesn't feel like you. Everybody isn't as solid as you, committed as you. And I think that's why this Queen of Pentacles is in reverse, because you learned that really quick, really early on in your relationships that you dealt with in the past, that, you are more loyal than most of the people that you choose. You come into it looking for marriage, a lifelong partner, right? And you just found that to be it's possible, but it was an illusion, especially when you were just starting dating or, having relationships. So you learned early on that everybody not as solid as you. Everybody's heart isn't built up the way yours is. And you have to learn to protect it a little more, right? So let's see, in this present moment, we have children. Your love life is being affected by children here. And we have the High Priestess. So this is like whatever your intuition is telling you, Pisces. Pay attention to that. Whatever gut feelings you have, whatever voices are in your head, whatever ringing is in your ear, Whatever's going on with you is definitely the truth. Like whatever's going on with you that you feel on the inside, that those thoughts that come to your head, those feelings that you get, it's the truth. It's the Christ inside of you speaking to you, right? So always trust your intuition. If your kids are coming to you, speaking to you, telling you, trust in that. Pay attention to that. Follow your instincts when it comes to dealing with these children, because they didn't come with any manuals. They didn't come with instructions. You have to figure this shit out as you go. And sometimes whatever you conjured up in your head, what you thought your life would be like with children, ain't always the reality of it. So let your intuition be free. Let your intuition be free to talk to you. Be open to listen to it, right? So whatever your intuition is telling you about your children right now at this moment, I think it's time for you to really pay attention to that and take some form of action towards it, right? Let's see what else is going on here in the present moment with Pisces relationships. We have the Queen of Swords. A lot of truth is being revealed. A lot of truth is being revealed. Whatever was hidden is coming to the light. Whether that's if your children had secrets, some of your children may be a part of the LGBTQ community. You understand what I'm saying? And they could be revealing their truth. It could be a lot of things happening today that, that's just coming to the light. Because see, the sword is on the light. The truth is being revealed. Everything is being exposed. The messages are coming in. Some of you guys are getting so much information about what's going on with your children. It could be mind-blowing, right? But everybody has to live in their truth. So in the present relationships, I feel like you need to follow your intuition. Be a listening ear more so than a running mouth. Kind of like listen, because the Queen of Swords, she's harsh. And Pisces, I know this could be you speaking your truth harshly to your children, maybe because you have a certain standard, you have a certain way of being, and I can just about imagine if things aren't flowing or beating to your drum when it comes to children, you could be an aggressive speaker. You could be very blunt. You could be flesh cutting. The tongue is powerful, right? But however the wind howls, the truth is coming out about everything. Maybe your children are going to be revealing some truth. Maybe one of your children may speak to you harshly because they want their truth to be heard. And then I see these birds, and it's like, listen to the messages. The messages, they're surrounding you. You can feel it in your intuition. So it's just about paying attention to your kids more these days than opposed to a relationship, especially if you're not in something that's totally committed to where you feel safe, to where you could communicate openly and freely without feeling judged, or your thoughts and emotions being pushed under the rug. So I think it's just all about the truth is being revealed. Listen to your intuition. The messages are all around you, all right? So I think it's more so about paying attention to your children, things that matter to you, opposed to relationships right now for most of you. All right, let's get one more here. Oh, we're going to get two more. And then we have the Queen of Wands that's in reverse. Now, some of you are not paying attention to your children. The Queen of Wands is an observer. That's what I know most factual as far as relevant what I'm talking about. The Queen of Wands, she's an observer. She pays attention to everything. She's a hard worker. She's hand and foot. She's involved, right? Her being in a reverse is a major red flag for me. Somebody's lost their confidence along the way with raising their children. Somebody doesn't believe that they're beautiful, doesn't believe that they're going to make it through these trying situations. Some don't understand how to even deal with it, cope with it, and they giving up hope, right? giving up hope. It happens. But the Queen of Wands did show up. So that means be proud. Start paying attention. Start listening to your intuition. Start seeing the messages that the Queen of Swords is bringing. If you feel something deep in your spirit, deep in your soul, speak on it. Encourage your kids to talk to you. The Queen of Wands showed up. So I know that things could change even though she in the reverse. So it's about paying more attention, getting involved deeper. You know what I'm saying? And being proud of what you brought up. No matter what society says is perfect, be proud of who you brought up into this physical existence. Don't lose confidence in them. Don't lose faith in them. Don't give up on them. It's hard, but you are also built for it tough. So yes, sometimes the flesh can be weakened and you can feel burdened and conquered. But be prideful, be brave, have the courage to turn things around. So that's another story for somebody. Let's get one more for this present moment in relationships and how children may be affecting them. Dang, we got the King of Wands in the reverse. Oh no, this is the Knight. Sorry, this is the Knight. Right? And it speaks of losing energy. You know, it speaks on not being involved, not having sportsmanship, not being creative, not using your energy wisely. Right? So there may be arguments, the family may be few, and there may be a lot going on. But you can turn it around. The Knight of Cups is here. He did show up. I mean, the Knight of Wands is here. He did show up. And the Knight of Wands is very energetic. Very has great sportsmanship. Very resilient. You know, very creative. This is someone who knows how to get the job done. Someone who will stop at nothing to be on top, to be comfortable with life, to be comfortable with their children, right? So it's like you got everything that you need. You just need to listen to your intuition more. You need to open up and focus and pay attention to your children, right? And how this all affects your life. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. If you bury it under the rug, soon as the rug is moved, the problem is still there. You have to face it. You have to be brave. You have to have the courage. You cannot give up. And be proud of what you created. Be proud because everything you taught them is in there. It's in there, right? And sometimes you just have to focus more on what's important and do the right thing than opposed to relationships. So for some of you in the present moment, your children may be screaming out for help. You may be screaming out for help. But there are issues going on within the family and within the kids. And there's just things that we need to, you know, kind of bring into balance, right? So for the future relationships, we have pay attention to the red flags. Pay attention to the red flags. And we have, what is this? The Eight of Pentacles. A lot of you are going to be really focused on your careers. Really focused on your creativity. You're going to be mastering something. But I feel like what's going on is don't be so focused on what you're doing that you don't see what's going on in the relationships around you, your person, you know. Because I feel like a lot of you are independent creators. A lot of you can find a hobby and dwell on it and conquer it until you master it. And with doing that, you may lose focus on a lot of things that's going on around you here. So dang on mice sitting up there watching him clean this pinnacle or do whatever he's doing to it. It's like, dang, I'm right in front of you. You don't see me, I want some cheese. Right? But that's what's on your mind. You want some cheese, you want some bread, you want the bag. I want to focus on this because it's going to get me paid. This is my stability. But I just feel like, you know, pay attention to the red flags. They right in front of you. The signs are cautioning you. So if there's mice in your house or, you know, like, or rats, People who want rats, don't tell nobody your business because they gonna tell. They gonna tell the world, right? So know who true. It's rats around you, right? Some of these relationships, they just rats. They want what they can get from you because they know you focused. They know you solid. They know you achieving goals and you making it happen. You chasing that bag. You getting that cheese, right? And some people are around to take. So don't let you being focused so much on your career or your hobbies that you miss the red flags that your people around you or your person that you're in a relationship with. You know, don't not pay attention to what they doing. Right? Don't be so wrapped up in your own shit you can't see what somebody else doing around you and your shit. For real. All right, let's get some more. Let's see what else. What other red flags are cautioning Pisces? It's the Seven of Pentacles, right? Be careful who you invest in. Pay attention to these people, Pisces. I'm telling you, this is going to be a test. Be careful who you look. It's 7, 8 is in divine order. Be careful who you invest in. Be careful what type of seeds you plant in these relationships because that's what you're going to harvest. So if you can feel the red flags in the beginning, you can see them, don't pursue it. Don't invest in it, right? That's basically what the universe is saying. 2 more. And we have the Seven of Wands. See, Pisces, you're going to have to protect your success because I feel like right now, a lot of y'all starting to boom. Your businesses are booming. Your entrepreneurships are booming. You're excelling in your careers. Y'all graduating. Y'all doing big things. And you're going to have to protect that. So pay attention to the red flags in the future, baby, because you're going to have it going the fuck on. You're going to be paid out here. And it's going to be a lot of people trying to fuck with you just to get what you got. So you're going to have to be able to identify these red flags. You're going to have to be able to protect your investments. You're going to have to be able to protect what you've built. So let's get one more for the future relationships. The red flags, okay, are cautioning you. We have the King of Cups. Oh, Pisces. The king, you know what the difference between the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups? The Queen of Cups is easy to get. Oh, you could catch that fish, but they hard to keep, right? Because the Queen of Cups will be gone just as fast as she can. Because when she ain't feeling it, she ain't feeling it. Now, the King of Cups is a bit different. See, once you catch the King of Cups, you got his ass. Right? He's hard to get. But once you catch him, you got him. Stuck with him. Right? So that's why I felt like it's like be careful what you invest in. Because sometimes you can get stuck with somebody you don't want to be with. And I'm not saying that's the King of Cups, but that's the message. Right? The King of Cups is very emotionally mature. So you cannot let your emotions override your logic. And the King of Cups don't let his emotion override his logic. Because when he does, it affects his personality. He start acting all weird and shit. You know, so it's important to stay emotionally stable. Even during hard times. Even when you know, look at this. His feet is getting wet. Right? So you may try some relationships out, you may try some people out, but when you see the red flags, you have to be emotionally mature about situations. You cannot let, you have to be in tune with your mind's logic and not with your emotion, especially when you out here doing bigger and better things. You elevated, Pisces, your money, your prosperity, your relationship with the universe, God, the Holy Spirit, all of that is elevated. And you're going to have to be careful because they coming. And they coming for blood. They coming for what you got. Right? So just pay attention. How you move. Who you choose to invest in. What you focus on. I know it's a lot going on. I know it's a lot to take in and a lot to deal with. But you made it this far. You're going to make it even further. You got this. So just pay attention to these people who come into your life acting like they love you, but they really want to be a part of your abundance. Right? So this the red flags. Let's see what's crossing all this energy. The Two of Swords. Take them fucking lashes off. Don't be blinded, okay? Don't people please. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Make the best decisions that can further you. That's best for you. Don't let nobody pull no illusion over your eyes. Decisions is the underlying energy about the whole reading from the past and the future, present. Decisions. The decisions you make create your reality. So make wise ones. Don't people please and don't choose not to see. Okay? Pisces, I hope this resonated with somebody. Let's get a word from the chakra wisdom to promote positivity, to see which chakra needs to be worked on, or to simply get an inspirational quote that we could say to ourselves each and every day. And we have the 7th chakra. It's the crown chakra. And this one is relevant to selflessness. I am kind to all. I am aware that everything I do or say affects others. I will help those who seek it, and I will seek out ways to be of service. I develop an attitude of looking for ways to help others instead of always waiting to be asked. Everything I do from a spiritual perspective, and I put my heart into it. And that's one reason why you got to be so careful with your children, with your heart, with your love, with your finances, with your emotions, because you're a selfless person. Some of you, most of you, you're selfless, but you have a direct connection with the crown chakra. And the crown chakra is the Holy Spirit, the universe. It's the direct cord for the information to be downloaded. So you have a special gift. You're unique, you're special, and you have to protect that, and you have to be aware of that. I love y'all, Pisces. Selflessness is our positive energy. If you're new to my channel and you like this video, go ahead, hit that like or subscribe button. For those of you who are returning, thank you for your continued support, and remember that your comments are always welcome. This is all I have, Pisces. As always, be safe, be blessed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.